welcome to episode 75. I got here my brother, Zaki. Welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me. It's been quite a journey for you.
Yeah, it has. Thanks. Can you let the listeners and audiences know a little bit about yourself?
Well, that is a a very good question, but also it's me. So basically, I
Yeah.
moved to New York. I moved to New York um, in 2010, um, and I moved from Israel.
Got you.
In my time here, I've been dealing with a lot of challenges, like everybody. I decided to do something about it. Been I was getting into this bubble of you know drug abuse, self abuse, emotional abuse, and had some other stuff from the past was sexual abuse, physical abuse,
Mm,
and my parents' reality. So I have a lot. I've been through a lot, like everybody else. But I think I touch every category in life that you can imagine.
oh, wow. So, I guess before all these struggles, let's talk about a little bit of go down memory lane and talk about how childhood was for you.
So this is a good question because with my mindset now, childhood was a dream. But if you asked me the question 4 years ago, I would probably want to be in the side of the victim and said about, my parents, the way they built their reality affected me. My mom didn't know how to deal with emotions, so I got affected from it. My dad wasn't there, but that's how my mind was thinking. But now, after I did my transformation and understanding things better, I realized that I had a beautiful life. I had freedom. I didn't have any curfew. My dad, although he wasn't there as much as I wanted to, but he was there, taking me every weekend to uh, play video games,
Yeah,
arcade games, and spending time with me. But I didn't see it when I was so consumed with negativity. I always saw that it wasn't there for 20 years. That's how I saw things 4 years ago.
wow. Can you take us through that journey a bit?
Can you be more specific, my friend?
Can
This
you
is a
take us
big, this is a
through?
loaded.
Yeah. Like, how did you overcome that negativity, and how did you see your life as a blessing now that you
I
think
think
about?
I think my third book, which is The Tree of Life, is about to come out. I will say probably the next 2 months or so. That's basically where I digged into my past and my childhood. Realized, wait, there is a pattern. My parents had the same issue, and their parents had the same issue. Uh, for example, my two sides of my dad and my mom side both got kicked out from the country. One of them from the Middle East, the other one from Europe. So they both already came with a lot of baggage and
Oh,
trauma.
like
And then yeah,
ancestral trauma.
so it's another trauma layer, and then kicked into my parents, and then my parents gave it to us. So it's all of that. It's a huge pattern that actually nobody sees it. So that's why we usually think, you know, this is normal, but it's not.
So it has all your tribulations and struggles and hardships and getting to where you are right now.
Yeah. The reason of the name, the Tree of Life, is when I don't know if you had the chance in school, but when I was in school, they asked us to do the family tree. So that's why the
Oh
reason why.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
all the way down, you putting yourself on the top, and then mom and dad, and then their mom and dad, and then going all the way down. That's
yeah.
how you basically can. It's easier for you to figure it out. The roots of the problem, the pattern, the issues, and now my grandma had, and my grandma and grandfather had their own trauma, and then my parents developed it the same way, but in different, with the different times. So it
Yeah,
looks different.
different.
So that's why they didn't see it as a problem. I also created my own reality and thought that I'm not like my parents, but in the end up, I did end up like my parents. So I see it in a big picture. You go back and look at things, how things go for myself. It's the same route, the same pattern, the same mistake, the same uh, um, result over and over again.
Wow, that's deep. That how did you discover that? How were you able to move past that with this book? Did,
Okay, I have like three books. One of them,
okay,
the FYP 5K Pass. Second one, Mind versus Monkey Mind. Third one, The Tree of Life. So all of them was a kind of a stages. So
of
first of
your
all, I
life.
had to let go of the past. How do I let go of the past? Second one, how do I, start using my um, conscience instead of using subconscious? So subconscious is very automatic. So you need to reprogram it to create new habits.
Yes.
And the third one, because of this transition, helped me to wait. Now I see this thing differently. Maybe I should go back, dig into my childhood, and see what's my trauma, how it affects me now, and what I can do to change it in order to be where I am today.
So what were some of your limiting beliefs or around childhood trauma?
Hmm. Um, I think most of us, if not 90% of us,
Yeah.
feeling victim and
So,
pointing fingers to people, but we don't realize that pointing fingers to others is still three fingers that are pointing at you.
I
You
love that
point,
analogy.
I point towards someone, but it's still three fingers over here pointing at you. So you're not taking responsibility for yourself, and that's the main core of our issues. Not identify that we are the cause of the problem. Because, for example, if I'm in a job and I don't like the job,
Yeah.
if I stay there because of the money and I've stayed there because of the people, but I don't like my job, then it's on me, right?
Yeah.
Because I can quit and move to do something else what I do love and probably find new people, maybe have a new, but the fear of losing this comfort stopping me from going forward. And it's something that I had to deal with my life. When I was homeless, I was homeless a few times in my life. But the last time that I was homeless, I had to make a decision. Do I like this comfortable life with my friends, was like a family because we were together
Yes.
24/7, or do I do something that I know going to risk it, but I'll be in a better position? So this is the choice that I had to make when I was in a car, sleeping in a van for more than 3 months. But I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, "Look, it's your fault. You could have quit being friends with those friends and start your own venture, but you decided to stay there. So whose fault is that?
Being in the
You cannot
comfort zone.
point the fingers. Remember, pointing the fingers, but still three fingers towards you, and that's what's helped me understand things.
So how did you become a writer, or what made you go into this part of life?
So writing was always there, and because my parents had their issues, uh, they didn't have the time to figured out things. Didn't have
Yeah.
time to look. Oh, my son is a good basketball player. I'm going to push him to do basketball. My son is a good writer. I'm going to push him to write. I could tell you a few times in my life that I remember that if I was a parent, I will know that my son or my kid, my son or my sorry, or my daughter
Yeah.
have have the potential to be a writer. Because I had those moments when things wasn't good in school, and I was asked to go to see some sort of people to give some sort of how do you call this exam about what's why Zaki is so aggressive, why Zaki is acting the way he's acting, why he cannot be focused. So I went to see. There was a lot of tests that I did that can show that I'm a writer. I had
Mm,
to. Uh, they asked me to write something, and I didn't
yeah.
have anything to write, so I wrote a story, a kid's story, in 10 seconds. If my mom saw it as an opportunity or a gift, I'll be a writer a long time ago. But thing is, my mom was so consumed with her issues and her problem that it was very hard for her to see those signs along the way.
So when did you take it upon yourself to
COVID,
pursue this?
during COVID, there was a lot of time, a lot of there was a lot of time. There was a lot of time to overthink things,
Yeah.
reading books, and books that I was reading was, wait, I can do this. I feel I have so much to share, so much to inspire people. Why not do this? Why not just tell my story and see how it goes? I got good feedback on my first book. Got very good feedback on my second book. So, and every time it just was, I felt like inspired of putting things in writing. It's also helped me out mentally, physically, and writing it down. It's kind of therapeutic. So
Yeah,
helps.
how is that process? Like putting everything from your head to your page so you don't have to think about it. Like how
Oh,
is that for you?
it's such a good release. Such a good technique to release things. I myself, I sometimes with clients or employees, I have this moment that they give me, that you can get you upset. But as soon as I write down the text, oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that. I clear it up and say it in a way that it's more, you can say professional or diplomatic way, and things fall down. But as soon as you type things, just let your aggression out and just, you can, it's easier to reflect and do things twice or think twice before doing it.
So basically it was your friend, like life friend, like just writing and putting thoughts down and coping with the situation throughout childhood and throughout your journey so far.
You can say that, yeah.
Amazing. And okay, yeah. And what would you say to people to help them uncover their childhood trauma or just to start the journey?
First of all, you need to take responsibility about it for yourself. Everything that happened to you happened for a reason and happened because of you, not because of somebody else. As soon as you're able to face yourself in the mirror and say that to yourself, then it's easier to dig into the past and go and see things differently. But until then, it will be very difficult to understand things. And I give an example. I told you to grab a penny. Grab it. But a penny is very small, right? Put in a finger, it's very small, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to put this penny like this, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you focus on it and try to get it closer to your eye, as long as you focus and focus and focus, in the end of the day, you cover one of your eyes, you don't see clear, right?
Yeah.
And that's what will happen when you focus on issues. If you focus on the issues too much, then you be blindsided by it. But if you look at for far ahead, then there's more chance you can get a solution. So instead of saying, "Oh, my parents wasn't there," or my child was very rough, I was beating up, I was blah blah blah. Look at the big picture. Why? And then when you look at the why, it's easier for you from a far away. Then it's easier for you to find solution, understanding why your parents, act the way they act. Go back to their parents and see what the trauma that's happened there. Understand the trauma, so understand the pattern that might affect you or your parent or your brother, siblings, sisters, whatever it is.
Oh wow. So when you were uncovering that for yourself, what did you kind of like little bits of yourself? What did you find out?